Hey guys, I got a short video today from some disappointment that I had with this little switcher. It's an AHM switcher. I picked it up on eBay, which you never really know what you're getting, but I pulled it out of the package and this fell out. And if you can't tell, that is one of the wheels. Literally one of the wheels fell off before I could even put it on the track. I was kind of aggravated and disappointed with it, but I went ahead and put it on the track. I wanted to make sure that it at least would attempt to pick up power and move. And sure enough, here in a second, up there it is. It did. It does move back and forth. It just naturally drags the front end because it doesn't have that wheel there. From what I could see from the axle when I took it apart, the axle was plastic and the wheels were metal, which could be a reason as to why it broke. Maybe somebody pushed on it too hard or something. I'm not sure. I was just irritated with the shadiness of it because there's no way they could have put it in there and not known that that wheel was broke. Because it was in the correct packaging, and I don't believe there was any way that could be messed up. But anyway, I found a couple wheels. I believe these came out of a Bachmann, out of like the out of a truck that wasn't powered, and these ended up working perfect. They're insulated. I wanted to check that and made sure they were insulated so that I wasn't going to get a dead short, and they slipped right in place. I was pretty happy with that. I went ahead and put a dab of dielectric grease on each one, that way that they would have the least amount of friction possible, and went ahead and put the truck cover on and capped it. Went ahead and put it on the track, and it worked great. I have no complaints with it. It ran just a little rough. It is an AHM. It's not going to be perfect. It's not a top-of-the-line locomotive by any means, but they are decent little runners. So I went ahead and took the paper towel and put some rubbing alcohol on it to clean them, and cleaned the wheels up real good on it. And that did help it some. But there was one more thing I really wanted to do before I decided to call it a day, and I wanted to go ahead and take the back truck cover off, make sure those gears were okay and that there was nothing like any hair or anything in it, which the way they designed these trucks with that cover does a really good job of keeping stuff out of there. And as I thought it was clean, I went ahead and put just a couple drops of oil in it, and then I went ahead and put and dabbed it out to make sure I didn't get any excess oil in it. And then I dabbed just a little bit of grease, which was more than enough to put it back together. You don't have to put a ton of grease or a ton of oil in them to get them to lube up and work good. Went ahead and put the cap on. And ran it again. And it just gets better and better as we go. But we ran into some more trouble. I went ahead and took the top off. It was running kind of rough, and for some reason or another, it started to glitch out a little more than it should. So I popped the cover off and found that they had cut the wires at some point and soldered them back together, and then wrapped them loosely with electrical tape, which isn't the best way to do it. But I guess it worked for them. I went ahead and pulled it back apart, looked at it. The solder points don't look terrible, and they weren't causing any trouble when I moved the wires around, so I left them. But I did put a drop of oil on the very top of the motor, and then I put a drop of oil under the coils on the bottom bearing, and it quieted it down a lot and made a big difference. And you see this hole in the bottom, that's the only screw you got to take out to take this whole top cover off. If you're looking for a way to get it on or off, that's what you got to do. But as you can see here, it's pulling really well. I just put a couple cars behind it. It did slip just a little bit. It probably needs some new traction tires. But other than that, I didn't have a problem. Thanks for watching, guys.